So let's start off with Deadpool.
Just a note, all three of them have comedic elements. That's
And,
all I have to
and
say.
okay, and action elements, I have to
Yeah,
say
and
too.
action elements for two of them. Unless, yeah, for How to Be Single, the other kind of action element,
Yes, we
right?
have to redefine action.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Okay, right.
Okay. Like you said, let's start with Deadpool. They put in a Super Bowl trailer. I didn't really like this wisecracking superhero shtick that they've been doing in the previous trailers. It didn't. I didn't quite connect with it, and I didn't think it would do well. But I actually liked the Super Bowl trailer, which has the wisecracks and lots of action that you would expect from a superhero movie. The reviews have been surprisingly good. 85% on Rotten Tomatoes so far, with was it 39 reviews already. And I read that early tracking numbers had it as a 70 million opening, which would be huge at this time of the year. Your reaction?
Ye- My reaction is that same as you. The early trailers doesn't impress me much, but this latest one is like, wow, there is something here. It's so crazy that it might work. And given Ryan Reynolds' track record with superhero movies, like especially Green Lantern,
Which
that's
everyone consider crap, but still open to 50 something million.
right, but it was a disappointment because it didn't
Yeah,
have the legs. It didn't carry through to make the money. So that his career as the Green Lantern is over. But
yeah,
there's Deadpool, right?
yeah.
X-Men Origin did well, and Deadpool was in development for a long while. I also have to point out that this movie is rated R. It's pretty rare for a superhero movie.
Yeah, yeah. I thought when they finally threw in all the action elements in the Super Bowl trailer, I thought that finally popped out at me. I'm like,
Mm.
oh, okay, I'm actually watching a superhero movie and not just a low budget movie about a guy who just has wisecracks.
And another thing, it is not just Deadpool. He's not in this movie by himself. They actually added X-Men characters
Oh,
with him, like Colossus
oh, right, right, yeah,
and some other character as well. So it's not
right,
just him. So there
yeah,
is some tie-in with the X-Men movies.
right, right, right. What do you think of the early tracking numbers? 70 million. I'm like, whoa, that seems really high to me
Yeah,
at
I
first.
thought it's crazy, given
But
that
then,
it is
but
an
then,
R-rated
yeah,
movie, right?
yeah. But then I see the reviews. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot higher than I expected too. And box office has been kind of slow in the last couple of weeks. So hey, maybe this could be the movie that gives it a joke.
The summer months is on, I have to say, with Deadpool. We're back with the superhero movies, the big, loud action pieces.
Yeah.
It's here, it's right now. This is the start of I guess, the year.
The other thing is it does offer something different.
Yeah,
Here's the
that's
guy.
that's what I'm saying. It's that it sounds so crazy, like an R-rated movie, butts and guts, and
Yeah.
that it seems like, hey, it's kind of funny. So I think it actually will work. I've been following this movie for some time. The movie, like the studio Fox, doesn't want the movie to be R-rated because it limits the audience somewhat,
Right.
right? But they push through. They have some revisions, and I guess they believe in the material, and they got this thing made.
Yeah, it's one of those films that if it fails, it'll fail miserably. But if it succeeds, it's one of those things that would be hugely successful. And it looks like it might be hugely successful based on the reviews.
No, I think it'll do better than what it was originally projected to do, right? Because I didn't know that they have other X-Men characters in it. I mean, if it's just a movie with just him, I don't think
Mhm,
it'll do as well or will
mhm.
do as well. But
All right, so
70
throw out a
million
number,
sounds a little bit crazy to me.
especially for a rated R movie. That does limit your audience.
For me, my projection is I don't think I'll have it that high. Realistically, I think I could do probably 40 to 50. I
Okay,
had it
so
originally lower before, but I thought, maybe this movie does have something going for it. But I revised my projection up.
should we do the 4-day weekend or the 3-day weekend?
Either way works.
Yeah.
Another day will add probably a couple more million, 10, 15
Uh,
million.
yeah, not yeah, a lot more. When it's a holiday, it's a lot more than your normal weekday. If we're going by just 3 day, I'll just stick with 50.
How much will it do in 4 days?
4 days, I'll put it at 60 then.
About 10 million more.
Doesn't quite make sense, but yeah,
Okay, all right, all right. I guess we both agree that there's something to this movie. It's big, but
yeah,
we don't know how big.
yeah.
But
But
kind of
our expectations before this was so low though. My expectations were really low. And then the reviews came out and then they're like, hey, this thing actually works. And then I'm like, oh. And then the tracking numbers came out. I'm like, what? 70 million?
Well,
But
you
those
can
days
blame
you
us, right? You can
realize,
blame us for having such low expectation because given the concept of this movie, right, a
yeah,
superhero movie that's actually a comedy and
yeah,
it's full of gore, beheadings, etc., right? And it
yeah,
talks back at the audience. Like you said, if it fails, it would fail spectacularly, and it would
mm,
turn people off from this type of movie forever.
yeah. But if it succeeds, it's it can't be what we unique. It can't
Well,
be.
no, no. Here's the thing: if it succeed, right,
Mm,
it tells studios that R-rated superhero movies can work, and they can go for darker material.
yeah, true.
So
And
it could,
more humor.
right, it could open the floodgates for more of these type of movies.
And it, this opens up the whole X-Men universe for Fox.
So it's not just the X-Men anymore. So they can have
Yeah,
other, maybe. Well, unfortunately, they gave up Daredevil.
yeah. But now they have Deadpool to play
Uh,
around with.
yeah, they have Deadpool. They have the X-Men, which is
Oh
huge.
yeah,
You know.
yep, yep. And then X-Men Apocalypse looks like a huge thing.
So it seems like Fox is carving their own niche in the superhero movies, all right? It's not just
Yeah,
Marvel anymore. There's Fox, which takes really Marvel characters, but they're succeeding with it, right?
yeah, yeah,
Now the thing is like we have to see if WB can succeed with theirs, given their huge, catalog as well.
yeah. Right.
The thing to look for this weekend is how Deadpool will do.
How
If it,
high? Yeah, how high Deadpool will do. Yeah,
yeah, because this is one of those rare movies where it is a superhero movie. It is R rated,
it is
uh,
well reviewed.
well reviewed, has foul language, has gore. So
Yeah,
if this movie does well, we can expect to see other movie introducing, like harder stuff.
yeah,
Maybe we can see other studio following suit. Maybe for WB, for example, the
yeah.
new
Right.
Batman movies could take a even darker turn.
Although probably not as gory.
Not as gory, but they could say, we could do this, and the audience is still there for us. They
Yeah.
wouldn't be turned
Well,
away from this.
it'll be more like the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, where you can have a talking raccoon. Why not a wisecracking superhero?
Yeah, but this is more of the gore, so
Yeah,
it's not just wisecracking. This is
yeah,
more like kid. They still think that a superhero movie is for younger kids.
yeah. But
But
this,
this one kind of saying, hey, it's okay to be even darker.
yeah, this might finally do what like the Punisher movies were trying to do. They were, very gory, very bloody, rated R, but they were ignored. Even after two reboots, they were ignored. And so, Deadpool might be a rated R superhero movie that actually does well.
And Ryan Reynolds, right?
Mhm.
His movie didn't do that well, but I guess he finally found a role
Yeah, maybe
where
this is the kind of role that fits him because,
he
most of the
finally
media.
covers his face, where his
Yeah.
face is covered. So maybe that's it. That's the ticket.
If you're considered a good looking person, you have to cover your face.
For Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, for Ryan Reynolds. Or maybe he finally found a role, because he was a comedian. And so he finally finds a superhero role that can use his comedic talents.
Which is kind of surprising to hear, by the way. Like
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is a comedian.
Yeah. He's a sex symbol to women. Before he was a sex symbol, he was doing all these comedies.